I'm Keith Matheny from the Detroit Free Press. Can you just maybe share your thoughts and feelings on this verdict?
Well, there's definitely a lot of feelings about everything, but I feel most of all that the cries have been heard, and I feel that this verdict is going to echo throughout every household in the country, and I feel it's necessary, and I'm happy with the verdict, even though it's still a sad situation to be in. It's got to stop. Everything that's going on, we have to address everything, and the root cause. Everybody involved. It's accountability, and this is what we've been asking for a long time now, and this is still just one step in the process. There's more to do, and we all have more to do. We all have work now. We all know that we are to be held responsible for anything that we do. So, that being said, it's important to sit down and do some deep thinking and reflect on everything that we do every day. It's a milestone, and it feels like it.
Obviously, it's an unprecedented situation for a parent of a school shooter to be convicted. Why did you think that was an important thing to do in this case?
Because the bleeding has to stop. There has to be a level of accountability that hasn't been there before. You can't just continue living life with the uncertainty of whether or not our kids are going to come home from school, or are we going to have fun at the game, or anything. It doesn't matter what circumstances, and it's necessary to address it. And it's long overdue. Accountability on this level from years ago could have stopped it. It could have stopped what happened in Oxford, that's for sure.
Mr. Shilling, it took the jurors a day and a half to reach a verdict. What was going through your mind during this time?
It's hard to, I don't know if we have enough time to describe what's going through my mind, because it's tough to sit and wait it out and try and understand. You wrap your head around it, and you try and grasp the gravity of the situation. You understand that it's not about my opinions or anybody else's opinions. It's about the facts, the evidence, and it's about the diligence of the jury. And this is what they did. They were diligent with their decision. They know and they understand the gravity of the situation, and they know the importance of this case, and the fact that they came out with the verdict that they did. It shows that the people have spoken, and the people are tired of the uncertainty of every day.
Can you talk a little bit about what this has done to your family and how you're holding up at this juncture now with this verdict?
That's a topic I don't really care to get into very much. The whole event has obviously had a lasting effect on my family, and the day-to-day, dealing with the day-to-day situations and trials and interviews and press, and it's a chore, and it wears on you on every level, and the family feels it on every level.
Does this does this help you at all move forward?
Well, we have been asking for accountability across the board, and this is, as I said, one step towards that. And I feel that it's moving forward. It's going to not necessarily be any easier because of what we left behind, but it gives us hope for a brighter future, and it gives us hope for just something. Some kind of, I don't know, I've kind of lost my train of thought, but...
Well, you were very emotional at the sentencing. Have your emotions changed in any way after this?
No, the emotions are always going to be there in the back of my mind, in the front of my mind, all around. There's really no level of the amount of emotion that you can have in this situation, and the fact that it's been years and it's still residual effects coming out, and it just happens when it happens, and it's always going to be like that. Something like this is it's a life-changing event, and it's really sucks to be in the middle of it.
I believe I read that you said something, if you tried not to think about it, sometimes it would get worse, and so it's better to maybe think about it?
Sure, I mean, it's pressure builds up and you have to release, and you can't just let that stuff just linger. You have to let it ooze out however it comes, and the emotions come out in many different ways. Anger, sadness, and it's all there. I mean, the whole spectrum is there, and you have to let it out. You have to do it in a controlled manner. I feel like I have to do it in a controlled manner, and it's just the way it is. It's the way it's going to be for a long time, I'm sure.
You mentioned that you were one step towards accountability here. What would you say are the other steps that you would like to see?
Well, there's still one more parent out there that is culpable, but there's also the school district. There's actions that could have been done to prevent this on that level as well, and that's the next hurdle to go through.
Do you think be present for the James Crumbley trial? Will
I'm sorry?
you be
School
present for the next trial?
Yes, I'll be here for that.
Do you think the school district should have been charged?
I feel that that's a really a gray area, and I trust the prosecutor's office, and I support them wholeheartedly, and bringing it to the level that we're at right now, and it will be enough to, well, not, I don't, hopefully it will be enough to cross that bridge and bring that kind of light to a situation where something can happen.
What's a proper penalty for Jennifer Crumbley?
I don't know if I can say that on here.
So Craig, she said that she wouldn't do anything differently. What was your reaction to that testimony?
I felt a slap in my face, and it hurts. Something like that hurts, because I would do a lot differently. I would do a lot of stuff different.
What would you say to her if you could say something to her?
I can't say that on here.
When you heard her testimony, what were you thinking, or can you share that with us?
I mean, you like to think that as a human being in a situation that we're in, that you wouldn't have a level of respect and a level of honesty about you to project something positive in this situation, and I didn't really take anything or take much good out of that whole testimony.
What do you want the world to know about your son?
He was an awesome individual. I think about him every day. And under different circumstances, I'd probably have a lot more to say, but with 50 cameras in my face, it's going to be a little difficult to find the words, but he loved life, and he deserved to live it.
Thank you, sir.